Hey, tell me, one of my, I guess, sponsors, one of my minor sponsors that I have in day-to-day life is Back to Basics putting mirrors. Link is below. Fantastic putting mirror used by Cam Smith, designed by Richard Woodhouse and Grant Field. I use the Pro Path mirror every golf lesson I've got. Have you got any putting stories for me or any putting drills, Nick, that you can share with us in the Back to Basics putting segment?
Yeah, I find when people have a stroke that's kind of a cut stroke, let's say, or their path isn't great. They've it's obviously set up factors, but once you get them decent, they actually are still used to seeing the greens a certain way or reading the greens a certain way, but their stroke has changed. And so
Mm.
they still look at putts the same way when they're out there. So one thing I noticed, I would fix people's stroke in a session and get them looking a lot better. And I would go out in course and I'd be like, Jesus, this person's aiming like 2 feet right of the hole.
Yeah.
So one drill that's really powerful when you've actually fixed your stroke that I found is setting up two spots either side of the hole, one left to right putt, one right to left putt, but having your putting mirror set up to an intermediate target on both sides of the hole and putting to that point. Because what I noticed was most people, when they look at putts, they look at the hole and they're like, okay, it's 3 cups right, and they're not actually picking a spot that's like their intermediate target.
Mm.
So I hope that makes sense.
So do
But
you like someone to pick up a smaller target? Would you say, is that what you're saying?
yeah,
Like
yeah.
something more
So
specific
get them
than
to
three
putt to
cups?
an intermediate target rather than looking at the hole, and
Yeah.
then just doing drill after drill where they hit 5 putts from on the right to left putt. Okay, now we're going to go back and hit the left to right putt, and just get the feel for where that's setting up. And the putting mirror is obviously a really powerful tool because it makes sure that you're lining up where you want to go. But if you've got the putting mirror there and you just train without actually looking at a spot, you'll miss, and you don't train your brain to read putts that way. You're going to read putts differently when you're out there.
Yeah, I love that. And Cameron Smith practices alignment just as much as anyone. I've heard that he just spends a lot of time in alignment. There's no point having the world's best putting stroke if you can't fire it in the right way, right?
Yeah.
And that you've seen those statistics around the putting, right, Nick? Like when you're 2 degrees off from 6 feet, you miss the hole. Like it's the some I don't know the specific numbers, but it's pretty gnarly, right? So do you use a putting mirror each time you give lessons?
Um, I don't use a putting mirror per se. I do use a piece of paper sometimes. I gave my putting mirror away. I usually have one, but
Yeah.
I use a piece of paper and I just put it on the ground, on the carpet, or wherever we are. And the piece of paper acts as like that's where your face wants to be square. And this is for people that don't have one. And then the line's there, so I get the putter lined up square to the paper, and then I get them working on their stroke. But also with the right-sided stuff, we try to get everyone to set up very similar through the bag.
Yeah.
So if I fix someone's shape, so if someone's inverted kind of this way, and all of a sudden I get them to do that, that opens the face, and now they all aim right. So once I fix the body, then I do path work and mirror work and get them to do that. So
Yeah. So what Nick's saying there, people listening in, is he talks about when he sets a putting stroke up with the right-sided method is they carry the very similar shoulder alignment to what he does with the normal ball striking. So
yeah,
lead shoulder's quite
and
high.
shape of the body. So the more that you can make things alike. So if the putting setup is similar to the iron setup and you're doing something similar through the bag, it's a lot easier to repeat. But if
Yeah.
I have an idea of how I set up with my irons, with my woods, whatever, and then I grab the putter and I'm doing something completely different, it's difficult to repeat and improve in my experience.
I love that. I love that. And if people, we're talking about putting mirrors there, right? The Back to Basics putting mirror, one I've used for a very, very, very long time, when the founder first brought it out. It's got a great stroke on it, so you can actually see where they recommend the stroke to go and the club face orientation throughout the putting stroke at the same time. It's everyone that you see Cam Smith use. It's fantastic.
Yeah,
Links
it's
below
also
anyway.
awesome for getting into the same spot every time and your eye line.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I love it.
a lot of great putters like Cam Smith are just like, okay, I know if my eyes are in the right spot and my alignment's right, I'm good to go. So they know once they get those general alignments. But the putting mirror, for me, my understanding, is about being able to repeat and get in and set it up the same every time as well.
Yeah. Yeah. And
Repeatability.
I've mentioned this many times on here. Lucas Herbert, he's coached Dom, a friend of mine, and Lucas uses the word recalibration. Just gets on there, calibrates himself, and goes, "Yeah, I'm good." Like he just alignment's good. This is good. This is good. Everything's square. And I think we're fortunate enough. Like if you look at statistics wise, two of the world's best putters are Australian, Lucas Herbert and Cameron Smith. It's crazy.
Mm.
All right, that's back to basics putting segment.